All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We got another chart talk coming at you. It is Wednesday, April 12th. We got a big CPI report that came in today, came in light, and markets ended up selling off on the number. So without further ado, let's get into the market outlook. I'm going to share my screen over here, Ben. I'm going to bring up the intraday SPY. It was a very interesting day, how it played out.
I think we lost you.
I got you. You got me?
Yeah, we're good now.
All right, so this is the opening reaction right here at 8:30. That number came in light. It came in at what was it? It was a 0.1 rise, 1.1% rise month over month. It was a 0.3% expected. So that number came in light. I think overall CPI was 5.0, with 5.3 being the expectation of 5.2. So whatever, it came in light, and it's the seventh straight month we've seen inflation downtrend. The immediate market reaction was the bots popped the market on some high volume, and then they ended up selling off that market really hard. We've actually seen this exact action before, and I'll show you the day. And that's what today kind of reminded me of. Was it when we opened way higher on the CPI coming in light, and we ended up selling off all day. I think it was this bar. I think I have pre-market action up, so kind of let me get the pre-market out here. Data outside. Yeah, so this is the day where if we opened all the way up here, gapping like that on the light CPI report, ended up being the top, interim top. And so let's get back into today's action with what we saw. And it was almost similar to that in that good number, and obviously should be bullish, right? But then it ends up, it gives that fake pop on light volume. Then the real volume comes, and we just eventually made it lower all day. And actually, we saw really high volume today, intraday. So, now looking at the SPY, looking at the QQQ. Let me get this out of here. We had a huge reversal at major resistance after SPY ran from 380 to almost 414 there. I think it was more pronounced in the Qs tech. Qs have been very strong all year, notably up whatever percent. Open the year down here. We've seen the Apple, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta trade, Nvidia, all these names just absolutely been ripping all year. And today was, in my opinion, a day to take notice. I think we're at resistance, and the NASDAQ was just weak, very relatively weak all day. So, I'm thinking, this is the interim top, and we get to pull in from here. Now, again, we have more data tomorrow on the PPI, the Producer Price Index. That's another inflationary measure. But, I'm playing it as, if we think this market's going to be range bound, I have the Qs up. We're at the top end of the range. We saw a big reversal today. Probably start to think about the short side of things. SPY, I don't want to count it out yet. It was we did see a lot of strength, in energy, in healthcare has been holding up really well. But, I have a feeling, we could just see the air come out of this and see a sharp move lower the rest of this week. Honestly, that's what I'm thinking. So, I don't know. I'm just, looking at the straight price action today, and that's kind of what it told me. What are you thinking over there?
Talk over a couple. So again, going over a lot of what you mentioned about like us kind of running into resistance. You're seeing that again. The Dow 30, we see this broader channel it's been in. We see it running right into resistance again. Again, amazing run up the past month or so, right into resistance. We're seeing that again. You mentioned the SPY. Let me get this green line out of here. You can see this orange line. This is like the resistance area. This is kind of like that red light. We're expecting resistance to come in. We've seen that, for the past year almost. And we're right up there now. Again, same thing you're kind of mentioning. And you're seeing that, in a few of the sectors, healthcare, again, phenomenal run right into this retest, this resistance area. We're seeing that in the staples, not as much. It still has a little bit more to go till technically retest that prior area. But again, we're getting that overall theme of we've seen this,
all just huge runs across the board and all bearish engulfing days today. It's like,
into
that's definitely a day to take notice. Yeah, after it kind of floated up on light volume. So
so again, seeing a lot of that as well. Even on like some like short-term trades I put on this week, by the this morning they most look pretty good, and then as the day progressed, they just all kind of closed like bearish engulfing, which just seemed like the sign to kind of pump the brakes a little bit. But any top ideas or good or bad trades you think are worth
So
reviewing?
let me go over a few charts. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things out there I'm seeing. With it being a day to take notice, as we like to say. Right, here we go. All right, so I'm wondering if we're seeing big topping tails in something like this Nvidia. We talked about this huge run they've been on, and now it kind of gave this last short-term pump until it's 280. Looks like the top could be in on this one. If we look at the semiconductor ETF, this one might be ready to roll over. But what I thought was interesting was this Nvidia. This AMD, excuse me. Long day over here. AMD looks really healthy. Whereas Nvidia looks very overbought, looks like it needs that pull in. It loses this 21 day. It likely air comes out of it to this 240 area. AMD looks like, we see weakness tomorrow. It comes in down to test is 88. Like almost you should look to buy that one. So I'm very interested to see what happens there. We were talking about names, healthcare names, really strong action has been this Humana. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days strong. I'm wondering if I should take a short-term short, just a reversion to the mean, this 529 back down to this 516. I think if we start to see things like that, I think the market gets smoked, because if we look at the XLE, for example, it's like this has already been a big run. That and energy was largely what held the market up today too. We saw you talked about that reversal in healthcare. So it's like, are we going to see sideways consolidation? Are we just getting ready to see things absolutely get smoked? So that's what's on the front of my mind here. If we do see that strength in energy again, there are some charts I like. This Flex LNG natural gas stock energy name. This has a really tight little channel here. Nice entry, 34.10 against this 33, maybe even 33.40. What else? And then, I like this ACLS to the downside. I think this is another one where, just leave this chart where it's like, leave this purple line, this 50-day. You see this purple guy? This thing hasn't been able to touch the stock. It's been going so vertical. The last time it touched the stock was November 3rd, 2022. What was life like back then? Who knows?
100% ago.
Jeez, yeah. So now, now it's finally starting to roll over. It has the 8 and 21 day crossover for the first time. Now, now it's touching the 50-day. Now, if it loses the 50-day, you got to be thinking it's all the way back down. The air pocket comes out. We see that often happen in these downturns. Downside 108. So I like this one a lot tomorrow. Do that 124, 123. That looks pretty good. And I think Nvidia, unfortunately, I think the risk reward is like I missed it. I can't short it down here against 280. So I'm kind of upset with myself about that one. But we'll see. I feel like this rest of the week is so important now for the next like month or so. I think the direction we go the next week, if we totally forget about this selling today and we buy it up tomorrow and Friday, I'd be very surprised to see that. But that would tell me the Bulls are still winning the battle. But I think today the Bulls took a shot when they're very vulnerable, and I think it's ready for the Bears takeover. But that's just how I'm seeing it after today. We'll see. Even in these days, there's so much chop. It's crazy. Even though it looks like we just sold off all day, it did not feel like that because they're just huge bounces intraday, and then end of day they just pulled the rug. So very, very tricky, very short-term market for me still.
Even on mine, this is probably the most time I ever spent looking at 15-minute charts. I only I focus so much on just the dailies. And I'll go over. I have a couple orders in just some charts again. I just think that look really good. We have this PODD through this all-time high, this 325 area. I think looks great. Blue sky breakout again, earnings, and beginning of May. We got a little bit of time.
I love that one in the beginning of the week. The way it closed last week, I was so surprised at the action Monday. Where it just kind of ran up and then sold off. Kind of got me a little cold on the name, but we'll see. I mean, it's still go.
Yeah, I have this order through the all-time high. I even 320 you can zoom in, but it's I just want it through the all-time high. Because even we were looking at MSI, and we both miss it. And like this
Man,
thing is
that was a
just,
sick run. But that was also when the market did what it did.
yeah.
The Nasdaq did something very similar. This was just a heightened, a more pronounced version of it.
Yeah. So I would almost expect like this, like you want this to hold, but I would also expect like with this weakness, you get that shakeout lower, but eventually again, I just want to buy it through whenever that day is going to come. A couple others, again, this PayPal base, again, earnings coming up soon. Just keep an eye on this 70 area. That's been a little bit of a battleground down here. Again, a little tighten up down here. Keep an eye on that. This ATBI, this little earnings flag and rolling over, would expect it to probably come and trade within this range, but again, just want to buy it through the high whenever that is to occur, 386. Again, we haven't really touched Boeing in, at least on my end, probably since the pandemic, but can't really knock the.
Yeah, I was looking at that chart too. I was like, that's a pretty nice chart.
Yeah.
They still killed a shitload of people, but nice chart.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the flag here. So that two. Yeah.
This flag here.
Let's skip that part. Yeah. Go to the 250, looking at 215, 220. Just, decent flag, the same for the past couple of months. This OPCH is driving me crazy.
That's the market right there.
Yeah,
Chop,
got in a little early again yesterday. Today, just still holding the 32 seller. I'm very surprised that I did not get shooken out in this little pull in versus 31. Tomorrow, I don't know if that's going to be the case. I'll probably end up, losing the dollar in it per share. But again, just seeing this little flag here. Yeti was a name that Alec was looking at last week through this 40. Again, it's very extended in the short term, given the bounce it's had. This is almost like 10% of a 3-day run. So it's not like I want this to go tomorrow, but given the action that we saw today, and if that was to follow, I wouldn't be surprised if this pulls in and if we see another higher pivot low, just kind of gives us a little bit more, tighter risk entry in it. So just keeping an eye on that 40. And this MYGN, again, everything's kind of rolling over. So it's going to look horrible right now. But again, the key thing here with all these, I only want to buy them through these highs. I don't, I'm not trying to buy versus support. I'm not trying to catch a low or a bottom. I just want to buy them when they look better and when they're going to go. And that's what we use buy stops. They'll just trigger when they want to. So those are just, again, a couple names I'm keeping an eye on for the week ahead.
Nice. There's one, so I would say the difference is, I'm surprised you said that, where you're not trying to buy things on support and things like that. Man,
I would say, well, I didn't mean to cut you off. Only one name, I think, really support wise, really quickly, is I really like this Amazon. I really like this Amazon through 104 through that break. This is one that I'll be keeping a closer eye to see. Like I have an alert. I don't know if you can really see it, but this red line I have like
for a reversal.
So I want to see it shake this 95 area and look for that. This is one I'll look for like a support buyback in, but I want to see that flush first. I'm not trying to like step in front of 95. I want to see it kind of push down through that and then find that almost like this like little entry where like it shakes it out.
Honestly, I was gonna say like those are the things that are winning in this market. Looking for going the opposite way. Yeah, I made Crocs the trade of this week. It triggered so nicely Monday. It was like after a 3-day pullback. I'm so mad at myself for not catching that because I was just partying. There's no excuse.
I kind of noticed it a little bit just when you posted a couple of the charts. Like 2 were like ones that I like posted the day prior, and I was like, I know Shake's just at the pool having fun. And
oh no, I wasn't. I wouldn't let anyone talk to me until I finished the shakedown. But
but no, again, it's like I don't want to look for support buy yet because it's like this would technically be the first day of this pull in, so I don't want to like rush and try to find them just.
Well, yeah. I mean, we just saw the market go bearish engulfing. It's tough to say you're gonna have a support buyback. Type up Crocs. But I'm saying like you see that entry 2 days ago, that big green bar. Like that's such a great entry, and that's what's winning the market. And my target for this trade was only 130. It was a 3-to-1 trade. It was, and it hit in 2 days or 2.5 days or whatever it is. But it's like, and then look at it now, reverse down to 126, probably takes out that support level. But you could have had your 3-to-1 trade, if you were on it.
Yeah.
And like that's how you win in this market, and that's so difficult. The degree of success is not on your side when the market is that choppy. Like that's an absolute like surge in behavior. But you see it's three days down into a name, it's trading around 52-week highs, pulling to previous support. Yeah, it's like
So
pennies.
It's almost like preparing for like next week. So you have like tomorrow it would be second day, Friday's third day down, and then like coming Monday.
That's literally yes. That's how you have to win in this market.
Ryan, just title this video yes. Yes.
I'm telling you, it's like I'm so mad at myself. How long have I been talking about if Nvidia retests that all-time high level? How much, how much I wanted to short it? Boom, I don't have any stock. You got to be in it already. That's a major mistake on my part. Now, even if it comes like, I just don't want to get short something on its third day down.
Yeah.
Same thing as
Buying a third day.
exactly. It's like, yeah, yes, I've gone crazy. I've gone fucking crazy. So hang out with us and trade with us all day, guys.
All right, man. I think that's all.
I think we should get out of
I
here.
think we should
All right, folks. We'll give you an update next week. We'll see if I've lost my mind officially and they've committed me yet. Until then, maybe like, subscribe, we'll question, whatever you got. We're here for you guys. All right. And with that, we out.